Guys, I'm starting out with a week-old braid out, and I'm going to do what I call an elevated steam treatment and a little detangling on my hair to add some softness and moisture. The steamer I'm using is actually a facial steamer, but it works wonderfully on the hair, and I am using a couple of essential oils just to give me that nice fragrant smell while I'm completing this process. The oils I'm choosing are peppermint oil and sweet orange. Now, it has been quite some time since I've done a proper steam treatment on my hair, but not only is this extremely moisturizing, it can be pretty relaxing and therapeutic, especially when I pair my steamer with some essential oils as I'm doing today. The other products I'm using are my spray bottle in case I need a little bit of extra moisture, the Everything Butter by Tailored Beauty, and then their Grow Thick Oil, which I love. I love both of these products from this company. I've mentioned these products before, but I've been using them on and off for several years now, and they never disappoint. You see me here first starting out by oiling my scalp. It has been a little itchy, and this works wonders and smells lovely. Then I take a large section of hair and sort of start introducing it to the steam, and I run my hands down the length of my hair just to sort of work the steam in. The rest is pretty self-explanatory, but again, I'm working in larger sections and just making sure that the hair starts to feel soft and malleable as the steam gets to it. You see me here adding a little bit of water to this first section just because I wanted it to be a little bit more moisturized. I think I should have let the steamer heat for a little bit longer, but it eventually heated wonderfully and I didn't have to add much water to the other sections. Finally, I'm sealing all of that moisture in with my Everything Butter. This is a very thick consistency butter, kind of like shea butter, and it works wonderfully to seal in moisture, and it leaves your hair feeling very, very soft and moisturized. I wish you guys could feel how soft it was at this point. In this instance, I also applied the Grow Thick oil to the length of my hair, which I didn't have to do, but I kind of just like how it feels, and so I added it as well. And then you'll also see me using this Aunt Jackie's setting mousse. So I was doing a twist out, and I was hoping to get a little bit more hold and definition from my twist out, but I ended up only using it for this one twist in the front because it just felt a little bit sticky, and I didn't want my whole hair to be sticky, and I just didn't like the feel of the product, so I didn't use it after this one twist. I think I even ended up redoing this one twist because I didn't like the way it looked. It just didn't look very uniform, so I ended up redoing it off camera. The rest of this video is pretty self-explanatory. After I do this one twist, I'll go on to do the remainder of my hair in much the same way. So I'll just be quiet now and let you guys watch. My process mainly involves allowing the steam to thoroughly penetrate my hair, and once that's done, I then start to use my fingers to rake through my hair, mostly to detangle just a little bit and remove any shed hairs. And then finally sealing in all of that moisture with a butter like this Everything Butter. I think this is a wonderful process if you just want to add a little bit of moisture to your hair weekly. So it's something that you can do weekly. It's also great for just prior to washing your hair if you want to use this as a process to detangle with conditioner. This is also great for that. So a lot of uses for this method. One thing that you do have to be cognizant of is that using the steam is going to cause some shrinkage. So if you're wearing your hair in a stretch style, that might not be desirable, but you can always then stretch it via another method. So with me, I'm just doing a twist out on this hair since it's now slightly damp, and that will be the style I set it in for the week. I think eventually, since I opted not to use the setting foam, I did introduce a twisting cream to see if that could help give my hair a little bit of hold for the twist out. So that's what you see as that sort of white product on my hair that I'm now applying. And I applied that after I did the steam treatment, but before I put on the everything butter. Honestly, guys, my hair is so many different textures, but I love the way the back of my hair is. That's probably the kinkier part. It's like probably closer to 4C, but the way it responds to moisture, it just gets so soft and bouncy. And I prefer that to the front of my hair. That's probably more 4B. I don't know, it's just different. Different ways of responding to moisture. And they just feel different. Now, if I'm honest with you guys, I generally do not like doing my hair. It is tiring and time consuming, but this whole steam treatment thing was actually quite nice and quite relaxing. So I look forward to making this a more regular part of my hair regimen. It was almost like being in a spa because the room smelled really good, like orange and peppermint. So it was really nice. All I need are candles next time to really create that ambiance. And I actually do think I prefer this tabletop steamer because I'm not actually having to wield something that's handheld, and it makes the whole process a little bit easier, less strenuous, more relaxing. So I'm glad that I utilized this facial steamer in this way. At this point, I ran out of steam and had to go get some more, but it lasted quite a while before I had to refill it. And finally, I'm closing out the session by adding some more of the growthic oil to my scalp as needed. And that essentially concludes the steaming portion of my process. I have been wearing my hair out more over the last month or so, and so one of the things I've noticed is I've gotten a lot more single-stranded knots. That's just sort of the way it works with my hair, especially if I'm going to do things like braid outs and twist outs. So one of the things I've started to do to combat that is to actually use castor oil on my ends nightly or every other night, and I found that that sort of helps to minimize just a little bit the single-stranded knots that my hair tends to form. So you'll see me doing that here. So this next part was just generally a fail. I don't know what it gave me the audacity to think that I could do baby hairs, but I tried, and it did not turn out right. I used the Cantu Edge Control, which I like. I think it's a good product, but I clearly don't know what I'm doing. So I started off doing this, but it didn't really turn out right the next morning. As you'll see, I'll show you what my twist out looks like the next day. But this is me just sort of trying to achieve some sort of baby hair status thing. I don't know. Anyway, it didn't turn out right. I did put a scarf over it, and the next morning you'll see that the edges are not laid at all. So I'll keep trying, and I'm open to any tips that you guys have. So this is the next morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and take out my twists. I didn't let the hair get super damp, so I'm not really worried that the hair isn't dry. I'm using the growthic oil as an oil on my hands as I take out the twists, just to eliminate or reduce any frizz that might result from me separating the twists. As you can see, I'm generally pretty conservative about separating my twists, meaning I don't do a whole lot of separating because I just don't really want it to get frizzy. I don't want to risk getting it frizzy. It tends to just get bigger over time, and so I'm fine with not separating as much just because I don't want to create a problem for myself later. I'm sure it would look much better and much fuller if I were to separate more, but I'm willing to make that sacrifice. I was also a little surprised at how much shrinkage I had after this treatment. I mean, my hair is stretched, but it's not as stretched as I would have expected, and it's just kind of hanging a little bit shorter than it usually does. But this is now a couple of weeks out from my wash day, and so it's had some water in it, and it's not as stretched as it was after I initially blow dried it. Alright guys, so that essentially concludes this video. I hope it was helpful in some way. I will definitely be incorporating steam treatments into my regular hair regimen, both because it's moisturizing and also because it's very relaxing and just a nice way to sort of end your week and kind of treat yourself and your hair. So again, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.